What's up? Hello, my loves. Welcome back to Iconic Voice channel. Okay, so it is me, your favorite nurse, Lakyla Tellers, for those who do not know me, but you need to know me. So today, I'm going to do a topic that is near and dear to my heart. Nurse Leadership Etiquette. Now, the things that I will discuss are my personal opinions, but guess what? My opinions are facts. Is that possible? I guess so. So it is a three-part. So the first part is what I will be talking about today. So we are going to start out with, guess what? The social aspect of a nurse leader. So I don't know if you know this, but on my website, www.lakylatellers.com, I have a free download of everything that I will be talking about in my videos. Quick read, you'll love it. Believe me, as a nurse, I know we don't have much time to waste to read or anything else, okay? So anyway, let's get started with part one. The first thing is build a professional relationship with your staff. Yes, keyword professional. Okay, so you don't just hire staff and put them to work. It's very important to build a rapport with your staff members. Now, during their employment, you don't need to know about necessarily how many kids they have, how many baby daddies they have. You don't need to know their personal issues, but you should kind of know them personally. That's a part of building that relationship. You should know what type of person they are so that you know how to motivate them to be the best they can be. You should also know your staff well enough so if it is time for you to discipline your staff, regardless if it's on their behavior, attitude, their attendance, things like that, you want to know, is this common for this person? What is their normal? You know, what is normal for this person? Why is this out of whack all of a sudden? It's very offensive when you work with someone and as a leader, you don't even acknowledge them, but you know their first and last name when it's time to sit them down in your office. That is very intimidating for your staff. That's not very welcoming for your staff. And I know, just as many other nurses know, right now, staff retention is horrid, okay? Unless the facility has really great benefits, you guys know that there are huge staffing shortages all over. And it's not only because of the way that people are treated, it's also because of pay and other issues that facilities may be facing, and that's in hospitals, skilled nursing facilities, assisted livings, etc. But that's not what the topic is today. That's another conversation. So just become familiar with your staff members, okay? That is one of the number one things. Building a professional relationship with your staff, okay? It doesn't hurt to greet your staff and call them by their name. Let them know that you acknowledge them as a human. How are you walking around as a leader expecting a certain demeanor from your staff and you don't even display it? So think about that. Number two, don't just instruct, but explain. Now, I personally am the type of person that sometimes if you tell me to do something and I don't know why I'm doing it or I'm doing it a different way because maybe you saw an error in my way. If you don't tell me, I might not change my ways. I might not do what you asked me to do or told me to do. Now, I'm not saying that that's okay, but keep in mind, I am a human. And so are your staff members. Treat them with respect. Don't treat them like they're like they don't know what they're doing or don't know how to do their job, but at least give a clear, concise message and explain, hey, Bob, I need you to do X, Y, Z, and we have to have this done because. Now, I know you're saying, I don't have time to explain myself, but guess what? Maybe if that team member knows the importance of what they're doing, they will be more inclined to getting it done the right way, how you request it. Another thing is, it is up to them ultimately in the end, even if you do explain yourself, only because it creates a different type of relationship. I'll say this. It actually leaves the ball in their hands. What is their takeaway from what you just told them? Do they understand, what instructions you gave them? And I'll tell you, it actually does make a difference because guess what? Even if you're the nicest nurse in the world, guess what? The relationship you have with your staff, they're going to say, well, I don't want so-and-so mad at me. I don't want Lakyla upset with me, or I don't want to, disappoint her. I don't want her thinking that, I don't know what I'm doing. So that's why it is ultimately important to explain yourself, okay? And maybe they don't know. Where is the pain in that, and making sure they do know. Okay, so the next thing would be set an example. The same way you have set expectations for your supervisor and you have set expectations for the people that you supervise, you have to lead by example. As a mother, I know this firsthand. Anybody, as a mother and as a nurse, as a human being, people will easily reflect on what you do or have done and say, hey, you didn't do this, you don't do that. So that's why it's very important that you're mindful of the things that you do, the things that you say. Another thing, people are sensitive. And sensitivity is not just someone who's sad or crying or their feelings are hurt. Guess what? That can also be the opposite. They could be angry. Okay? Or a sensitive person can be happy just because of the way that you treat them and the way that you lead. You are leadership. There is a certain way that you should behave. There's a certain way that you should communicate. If you want respect, my mother told me you have to earn it. So just because you have the title does not mean that you will not be challenged or undermined by your peers. Next, and my favorite, educate, educate, educate. Again, being a nurse leader, you should already know this, and I'm sure you already do, but I cannot tell you enough. Educate your staff. Don't assume anything. Don't assume they don't know. Don't assume they do know. The only thing you need to know is that you told them, okay? So that you can hold your staff accountable for what you expect, what you see, and how they can improve. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, we are always teaching. We're teaching our patients, we're teaching our staff, and we want our staff to be the best that they can be. So it's good to reinforce, to educate, and I'm not talking about just, oh, here's our monthly in-service, sign here. No, it's more to it than that. When there are things going on, know how to recognize a teachable moment versus just scolding them or trying to discipline them. So this is important in the fact of as well, because guess what? What if something happens, okay? You have an issue with a resident, let's say. The staff member, nurse or CNA, they didn't handle the situation as well as you would have liked. You educate your staff how to properly communicate, how to properly deal with a specific issue or that certain issue. And you need to evaluate as well. Is this something that is an isolated incident, or is this something that's common amongst all my staff? It may be a situation where a resident isn't even involved. It may be a situation where staff members don't get along, staff members don't respect each other, or staff members don't know how to work well with each other in different departments. Either way, educate, educate, educate. Okay? This one, I don't think I should have to tell you, but I will. Avoid gossip. Again, you are the leader. You are setting the example. You do not need to be involved in gossip. You do not want your staff knowing all your business. You lose a lot of respect when they know too much, okay? And it is not respectful of you when you know too much about them, because more than likely you might use it for ammunition. You might be a bit more biased. So to avoid being biased against someone because of what you personally know about them, that makes a big difference. Don't gossip, please. Okay, leave it for your friends. That's not at your job. Another key thing is being empathetic. Should I say it again? Be empathetic, okay? There is nothing wrong with being kind and caring. As nurses, we show a lot of compassion. If you don't have a heart for your staff, just imagine how you're viewed when it comes to the residents. How do you turn off respecting or caring or being compassionate about the humans that you're taking care of, and you don't care about the humans that you work with? Again, now don't confuse it as having a personal relationship or personal feelings, okay? But you should be able to be relatable. You should be able to be understanding. And this is important. Now, I understand it takes a lot of emotion to be empathetic, but the value for your staff is very much so worthwhile, because now they see the human side of you, okay? That concludes the social aspect of nurse leadership etiquette. Now, I want you to give me your feedback. Now, don't forget, if you do not already, please like and subscribe, and don't forget to share, okay? Be friendly now. Also, if you want to follow me on social media, I am on Facebook at LaKyla Tellis Speaks and Instagram at iconic_voice. I hope this information has helped you today, and just give me your feedback. Give me some tips that you think should be included in nurse leadership etiquette. And then we will get ready for the next video, part 2, and that is strategize for success. Hi, my name is LaKyla Tellis, and I'm the owner of Iconic Voice LLC, a voice of greatness, leadership, and compassion in healthcare. I started Iconic Voice initially because I just wanted to speak to people. I just wanted to speak greatness. I wanted to spread love. But when the pandemic hit, I just pivoted, and now it has grown to become my CPR training program and nurse consulting business. I take passion in healthcare because I'm a nurse. I've been a nurse since 2001. I started at the age of 19. So I have a great passion for teaching others and educating people in becoming a better healthcare provider so that they know that they can provide high quality care. That's what our people deserve. It's about
finding the human in humanity. Thank you.